Maybe I'll lay down for a little, yeah. 'Cause I'm always trying to figure everything out, and all I do is say sorry, yeah. Half the time I don't even know what I'm saying it about. Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear. Well, they don't like it when I'm down. When I'm flying, no one makes them so uncomfortable, so different. What's the difference? Okay, what up everybody? So today we're going to be walking through Mac Miller's Good News chord progression. If you just want the chords, I'm going to have them posted in the description below. And also like a little tab thing. Cool. So let's get to it. I encourage a pen and paper, you know. If you're not used to that, I totally get that, but, you know, sometimes it helps, or you can just download the sheets. Anyway, so, we're gonna have, first we got our regular E major bar chord here. And what I'm doing is, I'm just kind of strumming these top two, and then walking up these strings here. And our E major bar chord here, we got our 7 on the A string, 9 on our D string, 9 on our G string, 9 again on our B string, and those are kind of the notes we're gonna focus here. So we're gonna strum these top two, or one at least, and just pick up these strings. And we're going to do a little palm mute here, or quite a bit actually, for he's got like a little muffled effect going on there. But if you don't know what palm muting is, you just kind of take your like pinky in your palm or whatever, and you're just going to lay it across the bridge of your guitar. And you can do it if you have a pick too, that's totally fine. You can, oops, there's a little wrong chord, that's why. You know? So that's okay. I mean, I just use my fingers. Anyway, so yeah, so that's our E major chord and that little pattern there. So next we got our G sharp 7, and this is our D sharp bass. So what we got here is, you know, like our G sharp 7 with that. Just adding in that G sharp note over here. There we go, and that's our G sharp bass here. So we got, for this one we got our 6 on the A, 6 on the D, then we got 5 on our G, and then 7 on our B here. And that brings us to our next chord. We got our C sharp minor here. And this one we kind of play twice. So, you know, for this one we got, we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So it goes for the full count. So that's our C sharp minor. So that's going to be 4 on the A, then 6 on the D, and 6 again on our G string, and then we're going to have our 5 here on the B string. Nice. So next, what we got here is next we're going to go from C sharp minor to our A, with an E bass here. Same thing for 2 counts. So we got 7 on the A string, 7 on the D string, and then we got 6 on our G string and 5 on our B string. And that kind of brings us to that last little bit here. That cool little walk down thing. So he's got that's actually, so we got an E here again, back up to our E major, but this time we got a G sharp bass. So we're gonna go. So that G sharp and our E major. So we got that same E major here. So all these are on our 9th fret, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, 9 on the B. And then we have 11 here up on our A string here, or our 5th string if you do it like that. And what happens is, so we do that little walk down, we walk down that G sharp. So this is our E major with a G sharp bass. And we're going to move that down to C sharp diminished with a G bass. So we walk that G sharp down to G here. And that's our C diminished. So we got, and that's going to be, so we got, and those are just, it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so, 2 beats each or whatever. We got, so for the C diminished chord we got here, C diminished / G, we're going to do 10 on the A string, 11 on the D string, 9 on our G string, and then 8 on our B string. And that brings us back, so that just loops. So, we got, and then I was just kind of having fun with it, Anyway, nice. So that's that first little bit I was doing, and then so all we did for the kind of easier chords here is we actually have the same chords, just we're using more kind of well, we're using closer to open versions anyway. So first we're gonna start off with our regular E major open chord here, which you guys probably all know and love. Nice. Next what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring that G sharp 7, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that E major shape here, and we're just gonna make it with these 3 fingers instead. So I mean, if you guys probably know how to do bar chords, but if you don't, this is how. So you're just gonna move that guy up, so that your first finger here is on the 4th fret, and you're just gonna bar that whole 4th fret, and then that pinky comes off. So we got our G7 here, and if you want, you can also throw that pinky down on the 7th fret of the B string here. And it's the same chord, it's just with another, you know, higher pitch 7 in there. Sounds kind of nice. And then we're gonna have our C sharp minor again, which is kind of the same shape, but just it's the same C sharp minor as the first part. If you watched that, if you were watching that, you know, it's the same video. Hopefully you were. Anyways, that's our C sharp minor. I won't go over it again this time. And then I just took that to our regular open A here. So I just ignored that other bass. And then back to our E. And then this last chord is our C diminished. So this one's funny. So it looks just like our A major chord, except what we do is we take off this middle string, our G, our 3rd string, and we're just going to try to play these 3 strings. Because if we add any of the other strings, it's not actually a C diminished. It sounds a little bit funny. And this is our other C diminished, which is kind of tricky to play if you want to play, you know, all 4 strings like that. It's kind of a funny chord. So yeah, so just do your best to just play these 3 strings. And that'll bring us back to like the beginning of the progression there. That's kind of, so that's what I did. That's how I did like just that second part, you know. I kind of like using the fancy, or like the, I mean, I don't want to say fancy, but whatever, we'll use fancy. I like using those fancy chords. I think they got a nice sound, but you know, it's fun being able to throw the other stuff in there. And you know, I wanted to show you guys, you had some options there. So yeah, I'm gonna have the tabs and everything below. You know, let me know what you guys think, if this helped. And yeah, I'll probably make some more lessons and stuff. So yeah, later. Thanks guys.